Hey guys, welcome to Salesforce Assignment number 8. What we're going to be doing in this assignment is creating a table of accounts where each one has an associated radio button. When a radio button is selected, display the account name in a page message. That's what we're going to be doing for this particular assignment. So the page is going to look something like this. As you can see here, we have ourselves a table. This table has 4 columns: the account name, the billing state, phone number, as well as the website. So as you can see, we have a list of accounts inside of this table. Each of these accounts has an associated radio button. So how this is supposed to work is whenever you click on a radio button, there is going to be a page message that is going to be displayed at the top of this table. So for example, if we select the radio button Edge Communications, we simply want a page message of account Edge Communications was selected. And it's simple as that. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the code. All right, guys, so this is the coding portion of the video. As you can see here, I've already created my Apex class for Salesforce Assignment 8. We want to first start off by creating a public class, Salesforce Assignment 8, and then open and close curly brace. Now, inside here, the first thing that we need to do is create a variable for the selected accounts. So we're just going to go public string selected account name. We're going to have the name of the selected account, which is going to be stored here. Get set. The next thing that we want to do is put together a list. Public list of accounts. So basically what this is going to do is just hold all the accounts. List holding all of the accounts. And this variable is basically used to keep tracks of accounts that are selected. The next thing that we want to do is create a constructor. And inside of this constructor, we want to do this. Accounts, set this equal to an SQL query, which is going to go select name, billing state, phone, website from account order by name. So this is an SQL query, and we're setting it equal to accounts. We all know that accounts is a list that we created up here. And basically what we're doing is just populating whatever results we get back from this SQL query into this list. Next thing that we need to do is create ourselves a public page reference. Get selected. Now this is going to help us interact with our Visualforce page whenever a radio button is clicked. Because as you know, based on the presentation that I just showed you guys, whenever a user clicks on the radio button of an account, we want a message to be updated. And this is going to be used to help us do that. Just going to go get test. I'm going to create a method And I'll show you exactly what the implementation of the test method soon. All right. Just add some comments. Populate the accounts table from an SQL query. What we want to do now is create one last method, public string get test. String new string equals an empty string. So we basically just want to create a variable with an empty string, and then after that we want to type select the account's name. So this select the account's name, which is what we declared up here as a data member, is going to hold the account name based on whatever account name is currently selected. So we just want to go system.current page reference .get parameter .get So this is what we're doing. Select the account's name, and we want to set this equal to system current page reference .get parameter .get ACC name. So we're going to be using the Visual Force page in order to check what this is whenever the user selects it. So because basically when the user selects the radio button, it's going to be associated with a particular account, and we're just trying to get whatever that account is. We then want to have an if conditional statement here. If selected account name equals null, or selected account name equals empty string, then what we want to do, new string equals select an account by clicking it name. I'm going to explain this to you guys. Just let me write out this code. Else new string equals you selected Alright guys, so let me explain what's going on in this get test method. So in this get test method, what we're doing is we're checking to see which account name has been clicked. So the first thing that I did is created a variable called string, which I set equal to an empty string. I then pulled down this select the account's name, and I'm assigning it this value here. This value is whatever the value that the client selects on the page is going to be populated here. We're going to be grabbing the account name. And what I'm doing here in this if conditional statement I'm basically saying if the selected account name equals null, or the selected account name equals an empty string, which basically means that if there is no account that is selected, there's no radio button selected, then we simply just want this to be displayed. Select an account by clicking its name. Else, if there is an account that is selected, then we want the new string to be set equal to you selected whatever the account that has been selected by the user. And then from there, we just return the string. And that's it as far as the Apex class goes. Save it. Just want to make sure, this saves properly. We should be good. Copy, save, refresh and see what's going on. Oh, I have to actually connect this. All right, everything saved successfully. And now we need to make our way to the Visualforce page. All right, guys, so here is the Visualforce page for Salesforce assignment number 8. As you can see, I've already created this Apex class. I set the title equal to Salesforce assignment 8. The controller is always going to be the Apex class that we just put together over here. And then we're just going to jump right into the code. The first thing that we need is to create ourselves a form. And inside of this form, we need a section header. Section header is going to consist of a title, and we're going to title it Salesforce Assignment 8. We're then going to need a page message. Severity is going to be info. Summary is going to be equal to this. Accounts. Well, actually test, not accounts. It's going to be actually test, because that's what we're populating in this Apex class here. Test, that's going to be the method, and that's basically how you go about calling a method. All right. Another thing that we need is an ID, which we can set equal to my message. We don't need this. We're also going to need a page block table. Page block table. And in this page block table, we're going to have ourselves some attributes, value, counts, we're going to have an ID. Inside of this page block table, we're going to have some columns. inside of this, and in this column we're going to have an input. Set it equal to radio. Basically, it's just going to be a radio button. We're going to have a name, which we set equal to select radio. Just want to view this once more. All right. ID is going to be equal to radio. ID that's the input type, and then from here we need ourselves a line break. And then after that, what we need to do is create an Apex action support element, which is basically going to keep track of what we click on. So when we click on an account, we have to be able to keep track of what account that user has actually clicked on. So the next thing that we need to do, Apex action support action support. And then we also want to create just another closing tag, Apex action support. And inside of here, but before we even go inside of this element, we need to add some variables. Events will be set equal to on click. Action will be set equal to this. Get selected. I'm going to explain this afterwards. Status re-render will be set equal to my message. Now inside of this we need a param element. This param element is basically just going to take whatever is selected by the user, and what we're going to do is tie that to the account name associated with that particular radio button that was clicked. So we're going to do this. Apex param name equals ACC name value, set this equal to this ACC name, and then close this off just like that. Also, what we're gonna do, this input here, we need to close that off. We need to actually close that off right after this support, after this action support. So from here to here is one column. In this column, we're going to have a radio button. This is the radio button in the first column of that table. And as you see inside of this radio button, we have an action support, which is going to keep track of the account that was selected. And basically, this information needs to be passed back to the Apex class in order to render the proper message. All right. All right, so after inputs, you have a column. Then we're going to basically just go after this column and add a couple more columns, because there are other columns that also need to be in this table. Apex, column, header value. And you want to set this header value equal to account name, and then we're going to have a value which will be set equal to this ACC name. All right, and I think this is pretty much it. All right, so this is pretty much it. We have the rest of our columns here. This is account name, but we have to change these names as well. So we have our account name, have the value. This is ultimately what we want to see. Billing, state, province, phone, website. So let's do that. Billing, state, province, phone, and website. And I believe this should be it. So if we go here and save, let's see. Let's just make sure everything is closed off properly. So it's an error. Apex page block must be contained in Apex page block table must be contained in Apex page block. Okay, yeah, they're right. So Apex page block needs to go right after this section header here. So Apex page Apex page block needs to go right here. And this is what we should get. As you can see, we have a table which consists of account names, billing state, province, phone number, as well as website. If we click one of these radio buttons, you selected Dickinson PLC. Select on another one, you selected Gene Point. And this is what the application is supposed to look like. And that's pretty much it. Alright guys, so if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to like the video if you've learned something here. And also, don't forget to subscribe. And see you in the next one.